This is a special production of ABC News.
If men could learn from history, what lessons it might teach us. But passion and party blind our eyes, and the light which experience gives us is a lantern on the stern, which shines only on the waves behind us.
I'd like to thank all the American people who have stood by us during this trying ordeal.
I had received word officially for the first time that the aircraft carrying the 52 American hostages had cleared Iranian airspace on the first
All the world's a stage, and the men and women merely players.
I, Ronald Reagan, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States. I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States. And will, to the best of
They are the focus of evil in the modern world.
Serve, protect, and defend
Though my pronunciation may give you difficulty,
the Constitution of the United
the maxim is, Doviai no proviai, trust but verify.
What should you do when someone offers you drugs?
But George, just one personal request. Go out there and win one for the giver.
Failure. Do you remember what Queen Victoria once said? Failure. The possibilities do not exist.
And down goes Holmes, and that's going to be it. It's over. That's all. Yes. She has the next win is born in the USA. Born in the USA.
They need to see that their efforts meant something, and they won't be forgotten.
Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it.
It's mad, but how can you take it out on the people of Lebanon?
We're not going to let a bunch of insidious terrorists, cowards, shape the foreign policy of the United States.
The explosion took place soon after the aircraft had crossed the Scottish border, whilst it was in the cruise at 31,000 feet.
My fellow citizens, I proudly accept your nomination for Vice President of the United States.
You are representing one life.
Our flag is red, white, and blue, but our nation is rainbow. Red, yellow, brown, black, and white, we're all precious.
We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. To the world.
It's so huge, and it is so beautiful. It is proof that there is beauty in all things, even tragedy.
AIDS is surreptitiously spreading throughout our population. It's time we knew exactly what we were facing.
Flight controllers here looking very carefully at the situation. Obviously a major malfunction.
I was horrified. I didn't think that would happen. I didn't think that would happen.
There has been an accident at the Chernobyl atomic power station.
3 years ago, a hole was discovered in the ozone over the South Pole, a hole the size of the United States.
Crack is the hardest thing for me to walk away from. First it was instant addiction.
History is indeed little more than the register of the crimes, follies, and misfortunes of mankind.
I have sinned against you, my Lord.
Did I do anything immoral? The matter of Mr. Rose is now closed.
Be it Minister Rose, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
A revolution is as natural a growth as an oak. It comes out of the past. Its foundations are laid far back.
I never believed that it will really happen, that this wall will break down.
The Vietnam War has been over for 7 years. In 1982, America symbolically comes to terms with this bloody and divisive engagement when the Vietnam Memorial is commemorated in Washington, D.C. Hero. Any person admired for courage, nobility, or exploits, especially in war. Any person admired for qualities or achievements and regarded as an ideal or model. They rise to the occasion. They meet the challenge. They inspire us. They are heroes. Paul Bucca, born August 1943 in Washington, D.C. Paul Bucca received the Congressional Medal of Honor for actions taken during combat in Vietnam.
Captain Paul W. Bucca, Infantry, while serving as commanding officer, Company D, 3rd Battalion Airborne, 187th Brigade, 101st Airborne Division, near Phuoc Vinh in Binh Duong Province, Republic of Vietnam, on 18 March 1968.
She refused to rest until all women could be heard. She fought against slavery. She became a leading crusader for women's suffrage and fought for women's right to vote. She is Susan B. Anthony, an American woman of achievement. In her lifetime, only 7 of her poems were published, and she died unknown. Then a treasure of 1,800 poems was found and published, and she is now considered one of the great American poets of all time. She is Emily Dickinson, an American woman of achievement. She was born the 20th of 22 children to a poor black family in the segregated South and became one of the greatest athletes America ever produced. She refused to succumb to the polio that crippled her as a child. Instead, her strong will and determination helped her walk and then run to 3 Olympic gold medals in track and field. She's Wilma Rudolph, an American woman of achievement. As we near the completion of what has become known as the American century, one of the most remarkable stories of our nation has been the sea change in the roles of American women. At the turn of the 20th century, the vast majority of women worked at home. Today, nearly half of the country's females are an integral part of the workforce. A shift of this magnitude is unprecedented in history, but it did not happen easily or overnight.
Not the church, not the state. Women will decide our fate.
From the time of the founding of our nation, women have fought for their rights, their positions, their achievements in every segment of society.
The status quo must go.
When we stop them from dividing us along race lines and gender lines and geography, when we come together.
Those who succeeded have done so with more difficulty than most men. Today, women are on their way to being the sought-after equal partners in American society.